Hello everyone, what's going on? Welcome to Football Manager 2026. A huge thank you for all of your support and thank you as well for taking the time to watch this video. We are here in the beta of Football Manager 2026 and I'm going to be taking over as manager of Crystal Palace. And depending on how well received this beta save is, then I will come back and do a longer term save in the future when the full game is released. There was a gap between Football Manager games being released, so there has been a lot of changes and it's going to take some time to learn those changes. I did play a couple of matches as a little tester save and I've got to say the match engine did look very, very good, but there may be a few bugs with us still being in the beta. In terms of choosing Palace, I wanted a team that wasn't already top of their league, and Palace are a good team in my opinion. They've also, of course, got Conference League football, and I actually would love to try and win them the Conference League this season. That would be some achievement too. So yeah, Palace, I chose them. I think Oliver Glasner has done a fantastic job at the club. Now it's time for me to take over and see what I can do with them. As for a like target on today's episode, 500 likes would be amazing. Thank you all so much for your support. I appreciate you all. Let's take a look then at the Palace team because we've got some very good players here. Now, interestingly enough, we've got two top goalkeepers, Walter Benitez and Dean Henderson. We probably don't need both of these guys, and Benitez is worth 18 to 21 million, so we may look to potentially sell him. Mark Gay, who, unfortunately, he potentially had a move to Liverpool, which fell through on transfer deadline day in real life. A top defender, the club captain as well. And it says here, we'll explore all options ahead of potentially becoming a free agent. Far from ideal. I would love him to sign a new deal at the club. And then we've got LaCroix, Chris Richards, Daniel Munoz, Jefferson Lerma in midfield, Tyreek Mitchell, Adam Wharton, another of Palace's top players. Really, really, really good. I actually think he's been slightly underrated here, but he has got a 5-star potential. But yeah, his passing I think should be probably 17. I would say maybe slightly higher for tackling and positioning slightly higher as well. A few of the other stats could even be boosted as well, but I do think he's slightly underrated here. I do think he's a very, very good player in real life. Moving on, Will Hughes, Daichi Kamada. We've then got Yeremy Pino, who I believe was a big signing for Crystal Palace. How much did they purchase him for? £21.5 million from Villarreal. Along with Pino, we've got Ismail Assar, Eddie Nketiah, and Mateta as well. Let's have a quick look, though, at the under-21, see if there's anybody we can promote in terms of their ability. Mateus França is injured at the moment. How long is he out for? 5 to 8 weeks. It doesn't really look like there is any players that we could potentially promote just yet. What is the transfer money that we've got to spend here at Palace? Let's have a look at that. £40 million. That's very nice indeed. In terms of the objectives of the club, they want us to finish mid-table in the Premier League, which is what I said anyway. Sign players to sell for a profit and break even in the transfer market. And the highest of those objectives is the mid-table finish. And one of the things they introduced was in possession and out of possession tactics. Now, the way I want to play, I don't really want to retain possession for the sake of having it. So when we are on the ball, I want us to be really quick to try and create chances. And then when we haven't got it, aggressive in the press. And that's exactly what a gegenpress is. So we're going to choose that for now. And then formation in possession. I would usually play a 4-3-3 defensive midfielder. But let me have a quick look and see at our first team to just double check. Do I actually have a central attacking midfielder? Not really. Daichi Kamada can play there. We do have Will Hughes, Jefferson Lerma and Decore and Wharton, who can all play DM, defensive midfield, by their natural best position according to our assistant. Which is kind of making me think, do we look to purchase a central attacking midfielder? That could be what we spend all our £40 million on. All right, yeah, let's go with a 4-2-3-1. And then out of possession, we'll go back into a more standard 4-4-1-1. Or do we go to a 4-3-3? think we go 4-3-3 and then confirm that. And then as for the actual roles, this role here for our central attacking midfielder would depend on who we bring in to play that position. In terms of the other ones, deep line playmaker will probably be Adam Wharton. The defensive midfield will be somebody else. Maybe Will Hughes will play there. I think we're pretty good everywhere else. It's just that attacking midfield that I want to bring in. But that is essentially the formation we're going to play in possession. And out of possession, we go to this 4-3-3. And then when you look at them both together, that's what they look like. Combined, I don't know why, when you go to combined, your player moves out here. But anyway, as for the mentality, we'll keep it balanced for now. And team instructions, this is where it gets interesting. Although, having looked through them, I don't think I'm going to reinvent the wheel. I think I'll just keep it as it is for now. And then if I need to make changes at any time, I can. All right, so as a first signing, I've decided to make Neymar our first signing of the series. If I wasn't doing a short-term save, I probably would not have signed him because I would have looked to have tried to build the squad with a younger player. But we're only here for a couple of seasons and Neymar can do a job in those 2 seasons. £5 million. He probably won't start, but certainly as an option off the bench to play central attacking midfield really, really could be important to us. So let's accept that. And Neymar is now a Palace player. And I do have somebody else that I'm looking to sign. But at the moment, Bayern Munich have just put in a transfer offer for the same player that I'm trying to sign, which is rather frustrating. And the signing I was looking to make happen was Julian Brandt, but he has now gone to Bayern Munich for £14 million. We had a deal agreed for 15.5. He would have been a great signing for us, but he's opted to go to Bayern instead. And our second and potentially final signing of this window is Tommaso Baldanzi, a 22-year-old attacking midfielder from Roma, £13.5 million, £60,000 a week in the wages. I did not actually play any of the pre-season games. I let my assistant take over for these matches, but we won every single one of our friendlies, which is a good sign because it's about to be the Community Shield against Liverpool. That will be the first game that you see us. And I don't know what to make of this. You'd imagine Liverpool will be by far the favourites. But Palace in real life did actually win the Community Shield. Can we do the same thing here? Now, before this game, Mateta did pick up a slight injury, but he seems okay enough to start here. So we will be starting him. And Baldanzi is in to make his full debut for the club. As we'll just see what happens. As I say, I'm not expecting too much from the game here against Liverpool, but you never know. And for Liverpool, their starting 11 is on your screen. It's a side full of quality. And really, a side that should be retaining a Premier League title, especially with the money that has been spent from Liverpool this season as the two teams make their way out, ready for this one in the Community Shield. Hopefully, I've got the sounds in-game correctly. And it doesn't sound too loud as opposed to my voice. I will say one of the sounds that is a little bit frustrating about this year's game is the noise when the players kick the ball. You'll notice it as we progress. But we are underway here at Wembley. Here is Robertson for Liverpool then as the rain pours down at Wembley. Gravenberch into Florian Wirtz. Back for Konate. Konate for Gomez. Gomez, foot on the ball, holds it up. Finds Gravenberch. Verts his ball quickly into Isak. His ball over the top for Salah. Salah will reach it. Cross goes back in. It's for Chiesa. Brings it down inside the area. Back out he goes. And his effort is high over the crossbar. Palace back on the ball now with Adam Wharton. And now Daniel Munoz. Inside for Wharton. Wharton's giving it away the way of Alexander Isak though, who did well defensively. That turn from Verts is good. Ball out for Chiesa. He's got past Daniel Munoz into the area of Palace. Chiesa now then. Pino goes in with a challenge that I actually think may have resulted in a penalty, but the ball comes across the face of goal, and Alexis McAllister is there for Liverpool to put the ball into the net. 3 minutes on the clock, Palace 0, Liverpool 1. Adam Wharton giving away the ball, but that challenge there from Yeremy Pino probably would have resulted in a penalty if the goal wasn't scored anyway. Palace corner, Yeremy Pino over to take it for us. Can we find an equaliser? The ball goes in, it's away by Konate. Picked up here by Jefferson Lerma. Lerma goes back for Munoz. On the halfway line, he finds Mitchell. Mitchell's ball into Pino. Pino's touch off to Sarr. Ismaila Sarr's done really well. Ismaila Sarr's done absolutely brilliantly. It is a wonderful finish into the top right corner. Alisson given no chance. That is some goal from Ismaila Sarr. And Palace are right back on level terms after a matter of minutes. And we'll watch this one again because it's a wonderful finish from Sarr. Credit the work of Yeremy Pino as well on the left-hand side, following the corner. He stays out here, and the ball goes back into Sarr. But at this point, he's still got 2 Liverpool players to beat. And boy, does he do it. And the finish at the end is magical. Here is Sarr, inside for Baldanzi. Now it's Mateta. Look at the run of Pino. Yeremy Pino has it, but there is a number of Liverpool players between him and the goal. He's up against Andy Robertson. Robertson wins that battle. Chiesa's back into his own penalty area, though, for the moment. And this is where we want to try and keep Liverpool if we can. But they are very capable at playing their way out of defence, although it's given away to Munoz. Now it's Lerma. He gives it away to Isak. Loose with the pass. Isak now then for Salah. Salah plays Joe Gomez and gets it back from him too. As he looks up centrally, Isak is waiting in the box. Mohamed Salah, though, is dispossessed by Mitchell. But we've got to be careful we don't give away the ball. Done it a few times now in this area. Baldanzi to Sarr. Sarr back for Mitchell. I am quite happy how confident we are with the ball at our feet. That's really positive to see. But as I say, there has been a few mistakes made from us a couple of times now. So like that, for example, that we need to just get right. As Alexander Isak skips past a challenge into the area. Isak, good save, Henderson. Big save, Henderson. We're only 15 minutes in. And we've seen chances for both sides. Liverpool free kick, swung in, away by Lacroix. Now it's McAllister. Effort. Oh, Henderson gets a touch. But he pushes it into his own goal instead. And Liverpool lead by 2-1. Alexis McAllister at the double. Henderson will not want to see this one again. He could and should have done better with it. McAllister's effort. It's got a bit of power behind it. But Henderson should be doing so much better. Henderson long from the goal kick. Mateta wins the flick on. Now Yeremy Pino. Robertson steps in. But it's not one. The ball looking for Sarr. Sarr's flick on. Gravenberch clears. Who will come away with this? It's Joe Gomez. As far as Adam Wharton. Wharton to Pino. Pino to Baldanzi. Baldanzi's ball through for Pino! Palace right back in it again. 2-2. Another phenomenal finish. This time, Yeremy Pino with it. Gotta say, I'm enjoying watching these goals play out. They do look phenomenal, the way these finishes are going in. And Yeremy Pino, for the second time in the game, draws Palace level. I think if we can get into half-time at 2-2, that's a very good first half for us. Admittedly, the match stats are far in favour of Liverpool, and our XG only showing a 0.46 is not exactly great. But the finishes we've had have been fantastic. And at the break, it's Palace 2, Liverpool 2. I've said I'm happy with the performance so far. Second half gets underway. There is a yellow card for Lerma, and I am thinking about a couple of changes. Neymar being one of those changes to potentially come on and change this game. But we'll let it play out till about the 60th minute and then see where we're at after that. McAllister, at the moment, is the best player on the pitch after his 2 goals. Liverpool, though, not having it all their own way, and that's exactly what we want to see from a Palace perspective. And our first Premier League game of the season, by the way, is Chelsea. So it doesn't get any easier. Here is Jefferson Lerma on the right-hand side. Back for Munoz, back for Lerma. Lerma into Wharton, Wharton to Lerma. We cannot give away the ball here. This is the area we do not want to give it away. And you'll notice I'm pushing my fullbacks quite high up the pitch as well. So I'm asking a lot of our 2 central defenders to be able to prevent Liverpool from being able to find a chance. Yeremy Pino's ball in. There's Mateta! Mateta rises in the Liverpool penalty area and has given Palace the lead. 60 minutes on the clock. Hang on a second. There's a VAR goal check. Goal awarded. What a header from Mateta. What a ball in from Yeremy Pino. And for the first time in the game, Palace are in front. That's some header. All right, made 2 changes. Neymar and Will Hughes on for Baldanzi and for Lerma. With 66 minutes on the clock. We're still on positive mentality. Here is Mitchell. Looking to go forward down the left. Tyreek Mitchell. He's gone a long way here. Cross goes in. It's over everybody. Robertson away as far as Alexander Isak, who's occupying this left-hand side now for Liverpool. He skips past the challenge really easily there. And he's going a long, long way. Alexander Isak looks up into the area. What's he going to do now? He goes for the effort at the near post. It's gone through Dean Henderson, straight to Florian Wirtz, and it's 3-3. It's one of those moments, again, where Henderson will look at this and not want to see it again. And I've got to say, 2 of the goals we've conceded should have been prevented. How on earth has it got through him here at the near post? Oh, it's actually hit the post. All right, I'll take it back, Dean. It's hit the post first. Fair play. 6 goals separated, 3-3. With 20 minutes still to play, Liverpool in possession with Gravenberch. And now Salah chipped forward. Ekatike challenging. It's Florian Wirtz. It's through for Salah! Mohamed Salah! It's 4-3 Liverpool. What a game it's been for the neutral. But Palace now. Is there a 4th goal for them in the game? I'm quite surprised we scored 3. Time ticking away quickly here into the final 5 minutes of it. And I think Liverpool, unfortunately, are going to have too much for us in the end. Palace just didn't have enough. Or do we? Never mind. How is that not a foul, by the way, on Neymar? I don't know. Here is Konate. 2 more minutes. Imagine the scenes if Palace get an equaliser in the final minutes of the game. It's Florian Wirtz, though, looking to add a 5th. It's a great challenge from Daniel Munoz, but it's all the way across for Curtis Jones, whose effort goes over the crossbar. And I think that is that from this one at Wembley. Unfortunately, a shot at winning the Community Shield is not taken. And Liverpool will lift the trophy. We can be proud, though, because the boys gave it a very, very good go. And very nearly managed to cause what you would say is an upset. But as Joe Gomez lifts the trophy, Liverpool will celebrate, lifting the Community Shield. Admittedly, though, I think there's a trophy in this season for us. Whether or not that's a cup competition or the Conference League, time will tell. And this man was absolutely brilliant in that game. Very much looking forward to seeing what he can do for us this season. If he does that in many more games, it'll put us in good standing. Outstanding first performance from Yeremy Pino. Mark Gay has come to me and said that he actually wants to leave upon his contract expiring. So it looks like we're losing him at the end of the season. I was hoping maybe if we put in some good performances, we'd be able to convince him to stay, but it looks like he does want to leave. So it's going to have to be one of those situations. Now he's wanted by a number of clubs. Do we try and get as much money for him now as we can? Or do we keep him, use him and let him go for free at the end of the season and hope that performances are enough to carry us into a really good league position? Because I'm not really sure who else we'd bring in if we were to sell him. And I'll be honest, I wouldn't sell him unless it was for 50, 60 million pounds. So unless any clubs are willing to pay that much money, then they'll have to wait till the end of the season to get him. Speaking of, Chelsea is our first game of the Premier League season. Then it's Forest, Villa, Sunderland, West Ham, Liverpool, Everton, Bournemouth, Arsenal. And you can see as I'm scrolling down here, our fixtures and what they look like. We also, of course, have the Conference League to look forward to as well, which that hasn't been drawn yet, so we wait for that to happen. But I think, my friends, for now, I'm going to leave the episode here. It's probably a bit of a shorter episode in terms of the video length, but for me, this has been way over an hour and a half, nearly 2 hours of recording, because it does take a bit of time to get through everything. That's the one thing about Football Manager. You sit down and play it, and all of a sudden, a few hours have passed. It really is crazy. But that was a fantastic start. Even though we lost, there's a lots of positive to take from the game against Liverpool in terms of our attacking threat. What you would say is the goals that we conceded were not ideal, and the way we conceded, the manner we conceded them. But we'll see what happens after the first 5-10 games of the Premier League season have been played, and whether or not we need to change any tactics around or anything. If you did enjoy, then a like would be greatly appreciated. 500 is the target. Like I said at the start of the episode, the more support the series gets and how well received it is, the more likely you are to see it continue and then me make a longer term save upon the game fully releasing. For now, though, that's it. And I'll see you all back here for more action with this Palace side very soon. Until then, stay safe. Have a great day. Have a great evening. If you are new around here and like what you see, subscribe, activate the notification bell as well, so you don't miss any of the future episodes. And take care. Adios!